So, we need someone to provide. Who's going to step up to the plate? Many have accused big guys like AT&T of seeking funds from the stimulus bill when it was being drawn up. This wasn't true, but they did look into advancing the legislation's already substantial investment in broadband and AT&T's projects currently in progress. Initially, the government was not meaning to favor any service provider over another, and actually wanted to get the little guys in on the action. Problem is, the smaller service providers don't usually invest in an area until there are at least 4 other bigger providers. These little guys literally can't afford the risk. So it was left up to the bigger guys to provide the service. There's a problem from this side as well, because those big companies are more than aware of the cost it would take to provide to the fringes, because they've been avoiding this demographic for years. It wasn't financially beneficial to provide for a market under 250,000, let alone for one under 20,000, which is currently the specification for a rural area. So, basically, the government was being backed into hiring providers who have been a part of the problem all along. We've been talking about wires a bit, but to feasibly connect these sparsely located populations, it seems much more feasible to turn from the cable and instead implement the up-and-coming WISPs, or Wireless Internet Service Providers. In the past few months, a lot of frequencies have been auctioned off as a result of the transition from analog television to digital. Some of this frequency was bought off by WISPs, and with these new licensed frequencies, license meaning it has less interference, they've been looking to expand their small businesses and have considered Obama's stimulus as a golden opportunity. Although many think that incumbent service providers like AT&T would be more likely to bring in jobs, that doesn't seem to matter if they aren't willing to provide any service to the outlying areas. And although these smaller wireless internet service providers don't have the familiar names that we're used to, it will be this anonymity and size that could be the most important factor to reaching these granular areas, and could be the start of a movement in a broadband race. So, the latest news is that the first wave of grants are supposed to hit this month. However, the administration has been short on these details. And currently, the FCC is seeking input from a variety of sources, including local, state, and federal governments, businesses and industries, and right down to you, the consumer. This process will last about a year, as the FCC must report back to Congress by February 17th, 2010. So, although this plan sounds good in the format of a speech, there are a lot of technicalities that need to be worked out. And although it's disconcerting to have a lot of money sitting idle in today's unstable market, it is important that Obama and his team spend the time to get this right. So, that's a summary of what Obama's Broadband Initiative is planning to do, the problems they've faced thus far with this grandiose task, and basically where it all stands as of right now. I'd like to thank my sources, which include Google News through Washington AFP, quickfacts.census.gov, pewresearch.org, and viod.com.